Coughlin here, Freedom Chiropractic, and we're going to run through a set of stretches for people that have a lower back issue that responds better to what's called extension. So meaning if you were to like sit forward or bend forward to put your shoes on, that's going to bother your back a lot. That's going to mean that you're going to want to do the opposite to get some relief. So you're going to want to do something called extension, which is going to be bringing your spine backwards into extension. So we're going to go through those stretches right now. First one we're going to do is called cat-cow. All right, so you're going to start on your hands and knees. Ideally, you have a mat like this. All right, so you're just neutral spine here. So the first one you're going to do is you're going to lift your head and you're going to arch your back. All right, so this is the cow move. You know, a cow would have a dip in its back like this. And then when we go to the cat move, we're going to round our back upwards and we're going to pull our pelvis underneath like this. So this is the other move, and we're going to tuck our chin down. Then we're going to come back to the cow, chin up, chest out, and arch in the back. And then we're going to come back to the opposite. All right. I want to see you do this 8 to 10 times. Your back will release the more you do this. All right, this next one's called a 90-90 stretch. Sometimes it's called a windshield wiper. What we're doing here is we're going to work on our hip flexors and our hip and groin in general. And what that's going to look like is we're going to start with our knees in front of us like this. We're going to drop the knees down to the side, creating a 90-degree angle in both sides. And then we're going to come back up to the other side. As I'm doing this, I'm opening up my hip and groin, but I also just have a slight lean in my lower back like this. All right, so again, purpose of this is to open up the hip flexors, and that's going to help take some of that tension off of the lower back. Next one's going to be a hip flexor stretch. Again, when we have a lot of tension here, it's going to create a lot of tension throughout our whole lower back. So for this hip flexor stretch, we're going to put the left knee forward, the right knee is going to be down below us here. And what we're going to do is we're going to stick our chest up and we're going to bring our hips forward and down like this. You're going to feel a stretch on that lower leg. And then you're going to take the arm of the knee that's down. So in my case, my right arm, and I'm going to pull it back and look up. And this is going to stretch my psoas muscle and the rest of my hip flexors. So you'll do that on each side. All right, so again, this leg here, we're going to lean forward, bring our hips downwards, and we're going to bring that same arm on that side of the knee that's down back like this. All right, we're going to repeat that 10 times on each side. Next one's a big one. These are going to be our different types of extension or our different variations of extension. All right, so extension is going to be when we lean backwards. This set we're going to go over is going to be when we're laying on our stomach. All right, so if you're in really bad shape, you're not going to have much movement here. So literally just lying on your stomach alone is going to be hard enough. So if you can just get on your stomach with your arms like this and your chin just slightly off the ground, that's going to be where you're going to start. All right, so you're going to start here. You can lower down, come up just a little bit, and you'll just kind of pulse this. So maybe 5 seconds up, then you're going to come down, 5 seconds up, then you'll come down. As that gets easier, you're going to come up to your forearms and elbows. All right, so again, you'll hold that for about 5 seconds and come down. You'll come up and hold that for about 5 seconds, okay? As you get progress here, all right, you can bring one leg up. A lot of people, especially if they're having a lot of pain going down their leg, will get relief as they bring one leg up like this, all right? So again, you can try that. You can also try that when you're down on the ground all the way. All right, so you're gonna come up, you can change sides, same thing. Each one of these postures, you wanna get about 10 repetitions with 5-second holds. Once you master the elbows and that gets easier, then the next progression is going to be up into like a half push-up position here. All right, same thing, you want to hold that for about 5 seconds and then we want to come down. Our next version of this, and again, another progression is going to be over the ball. So again, we're going to start with the ball under our stomach like this, and you're going to have your hands on the ball. All right, and your feet are going to be stabilizing you in the back. Then you're going to use your arms and hands to help press your chest up from the ball. All right, again, you're going to hold that for about 3 to 5 seconds. and we want to do this 10 times as well. All right, so again, we're putting ourselves back into extension like that. And again, this is primarily for people dealing with some sort of lower back pain that's stemming from a disc bulge or disc herniation. So again, this is something we specialize in. And again, a lot of people are going to respond well to this exercise or this stretch for disc bulge or disc herniation. All right, so the next variation of that would be a standing extension. And again, for this one, we're going to want to pulse a little bit here. So again, we're not going to hold it for like a minute at a time. It's going to be like 5 seconds, pulse, you're going to back off. So for this one, we're standing. We're just going to support our hands or our thumbs behind our lower back here, and we're going to lean back. We're going to hold that for a few seconds, come back up again. We're going to hold that for a few seconds and come back up again. And again, we're going to repeat that about 10 times. Next one's going to be what we call a bar hang. All right, so I don't have a bar here right now, but if you imagine like a pull-up or a chin-up bar, what you're going to do from this position here, we want to work on decompressing the spine. So if you belong to a gym or you have a pull-up bar at home, you're literally just going to hang from the pull-up bar, and you're going to, when you hang like that, your legs are just going to be straight. You're going to have a little arch in your back, and just hanging like that, the weight of your lower body is going to just gently decompress or pull on your lower back to help decompress that disc that's being compressed. Cool. All right, so this last one here, we're going to do something we call an antalgic wall slide. So antalgia is when you see someone who's crooked, right? So if someone has like a severe disc problem, meaning they have a disc bulge or a disc herniation, a lot of times it's going to shoot backwards and to one side. So for instance, if I was stuck like this, it's because my disc has pushed back into the right side. Okay, so my body's trying to get relief by moving away from that right side. All right, so you have to move very slowly with this one. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come over to the wall and we're going to try to work ourselves more upright. Again, we're not just going to force it, but we're going to try to come over to the wall and slowly move our feet and our hips closer to the wall and try to stand ourselves up a little bit more. All right, we're going to see how we do there. And then eventually, we're going to take our time, but we want to try to get up a little bit. Once you get here, we want to try to push our hips, instead of being away from our upper body, we want to start to try to push them towards the wall. Same applies if you're leaning the opposite direction. We're going to just do the opposite thing. So we're trying to basically work on getting ourselves out of that antalgic posture, more upright. If that bothers you, you're not ready for it, you just need to back off. For that matter, if any of these exercises bother you, you're just not ready for it. You need to back off, you need to talk to your doctor, and just wait until you're ready to progress to that. All right, this is not a no pain, no gain thing. We want to make sure we can tolerate it, and then we'll progress as we can tolerate more.